My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's the home of the 5 minute or less videos, so that's good for you and better for me. I have worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I've been doing this August, actually in 8 months, for 50 years, and I'm a national expert in all these IRS matters. I started IRS in '73. I have a whole team of former IRS agents that work with me, and you're welcome to visit my website. You can see all my TV interviews at 777irs.com. We are one of the nation's really leading firms just in experience for IRS matters. We should be after having all this experience. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about if you owe back payroll taxes, the things you should do, and if you need representation. Being a former revenue officer, I was one of the persons in where I lived in South Florida to go ahead and investigate payroll taxes and close those cases. So I am an expert if you owe back payroll taxes. I want to tell you a couple of the things that IRS is going to ask for and some of the things you need to do. As a former IRS agent, I'd go out knocking on the door. In my day, I'd be able to seize businesses, and that's what we did. We closed businesses down. Today, not so much so. The first two questions an IRS agent is going to ask you when they come out is, are all tax returns filed, and are you current on tax deposits? If you're not, after you hear this video, those are the first two things you want to do. You want to make sure all tax returns are filed. That is 940s, 1120s, 941s, your W-2s, W-3 transmittal, all those returns. You want to make sure all those returns are filed. And you want to start making your federal tax deposits to get current. IRS wants to make sure if they're going to work with you, you've got to show you're currently in compliance. If not, it's going to be problematic working with the revenue officer. So you want to wait for that contact to happen so you can start to make your federal tax deposits starting today if you haven't, and getting all your returns filed. It changes everything. The next thing you're going to have to do is IRS is going to want a current financial statement on a form 433A. They're going to want to look at your personal financial statement, and they're going to want a 433B, which is a business financial statement, and they're going to look at that on those forms and make a determination based on those financial statements what they're going to do with your case. They're either going to put you into currently non-collectible payment agreement, or you can file an offer and compromise. Yes, you can file an offer and compromise on payroll taxes. IRS is going to look at things like your receivable, your assets, your liquidity. They're going to do a check on all your finances and see how much you can pay them. Many times, sometimes IRS may recommend you go out of business because there's just no way you can keep surviving being in a hole. Other times IRS will say, yeah, you're worth it. So by being current on your current payroll taxes and by making current deposits, that's going to go a long way. The other thing you want to make sure is you have an end game and an exit strategy to go ahead and get out of this tax debt. If you don't, you got to say, should I really keep in business? A lot of people are in business because they don't know how to close their business or what to do. And if you're in that situation, you really need to get somebody in there to really help you. Anyway, if you need representation because you owe back payroll taxes, you may want to consider giving someone a call, us or somebody else. We have worked hundreds of, probably a couple thousand of these cases, and we're expert. IRS is also going to consider setting up the trust fund penalty against you, where they're going to take the withholding and Social Security that you owe for that business and transfer it to you individually. So you better beware about the trust fund tax. So if you owe, say, $100,000 in payroll taxes, IRS is going to come in. They're going to determine who's responsible for making those payments. Could be one, could be 10 people, and they're going to transfer that debt to you individually. So be really careful. If you're not sure, you may want to give me a call. But there's a lot of things you can do to look good in the eyes of Internal Revenue Service, and you probably want to start that today. I'm available for consultation. You can leave me a comment, and we can certainly represent you. You'll find my information below if you need to get a hold of us. And please, I'd love a subscription from you. If you could, I do these videos really to give you the information. Subscription helps me. It lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.